a nice move.
And that is absolutely incredible!
This is just the beginning.
Woo! And the crowd here roar their approval for that one. What's Max Verstappen going to do here? DRS activated, extra pace, accelerating into turn one. Max Verstappen, is he past George Russell? George Russell squeezes through on the inside. Verstappen tries to fight him back. Now into turn three. Russell ahead by half a car length. Going round the outside of turn three. Verstappen leaves the track. Russell still ahead on the run down into turn four. We've not seen too much between these two in terms of attack and defence before, but I am one that wants to see much, much more if that's what they're going to produce in the future. Love that. There's George Russell having a look down the inside. This at the hairpin with Mick Schumacher, who's lost a couple of places on the first lap. George Russell on Kevin Magnussen. Key move for George Russell. He's finished in the top 5 in every race. This has been a dream Saturday for Ferrari, but can Mercedes come back and try and get a front row? Oh, it's better than that! George Russell takes provisional pole! For the first time in his career in Formula One, George Russell could be starting on pole, and that is absolutely incredible!
You're maiden! Come on! Woo! Come on, Bench! Yes! Woo! Come on! You beauty! You beauty!
Now, has that Mercedes got any pace down the back straight, the Kemmel Straight, with DRS to make a move here on Charles Leclerc? This is going to be really tight going into the Lecombe chicane, because look, George Russell's gaining, and he's just ahead. Under braking, George Russell puts his Mercedes ahead of the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc and up into 4th place. Talking of pouncing, George Russell did pounce on Yuki Tsunoda, and he's put his Mercedes up into the top 10. That was textbook.
That was beautiful. That's what you overtake.
That was a nice move.
So, who's going to get away the best? It's lights out and away we go for the sprint. Magnussen does get a good start, as does George Russell as well. Lando Norris is coming thick and fast, and into turn one we go. Magnussen ahead of Verstappen. Russell going around the outside. A few drivers looking up race. Verstappen's held on to 2nd place. Russell in 3rd. Here comes George Russell on Kevin Magnussen. Looked fairly easy, had DRS, didn't he? And he goes up into 2nd place so he can chase after Max Verstappen. George Russell wants to go around the outside again. Verstappen leaves him space to do so, but then just cuts him off to preserve that lead. Russell has got DRS, and what's more, he's got that pace advantage with the slot gap opening, but he's not ahead. Going into the Cido de Lago, Verstappen is doing a brilliant job, but Russell's coming back now, and we're on the run down to Ferradura, the horseshoe. Once again, Russell has to stay behind Max Verstappen. This is absolutely awesome. Here comes George Russell once more, and you can see the Mercedes gaining, wants to have a little look down the inside this time. Once more, Max Verstappen has him covered off, but with a decent exit out of the center S's, round the curve at a Sol. What can Russell do this time? Doesn't look like Verstappen's got a great amount of grip getting onto that Retro-Imposter. They are wheel to wheel. George Russell is taking him 3 goes, but finally he gets past Max Verstappen, and the crowd here roar their approval for that one. George Russell, the man who ended up in the gravel in qualifying yesterday. He's left no stone unturned today in his pursuit of victory. George Russell, to the checkered flag, wins the Sao Paulo sprint.
That's how we roll, baby. That's how we roll. Very nicely done. Big points for tomorrow. Let's go.
It's the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. George Russell in P1 for the 2nd time in his career. It is a Mercedes front row lockout for the first time this season. It's lights out and away we go. They weren't held very long at the start. Russell gets away very cleanly though, and he's already got Lewis Hamilton behind him. George Russell, brilliant start from him.
Perfect getaway for both Mercedes.
3 laps to go.
George 1.4 head.
This is strategic high-speed chess, and at the moment he's got Lewis Hamilton in check, if not checkmate. What has Hamilton got up his sleeve to try and get past his teammate?
George Russell going for his first Grand Prix win, 7-time world champion chasing him.
There is no argument, I think, about who has been the star of this weekend. And in his first season for Mercedes, George Russell, after winning the sprint yesterday, wins the Sao Paulo Grand Prix on a Sunday. Russell wins by a second and a half from his teammate.
George Russell, you are a Formula One race winner.
Woo! Come on, team! 1-2, unbelievable! These are just the beginning, guys. These are just the beginning. Woo!